Good afternoon, welcome back to another video. Welcome to a brand new continent in Africa. My very first step into this very unknown continent for me. I am in Tangier in northern part of Morocco, and I have chosen to land in Tangier flying from Manchester because I have first heard about this very place back in 2016 whilst watching travel documentaries, and I do remember thinking, ooh, it would be quite lovely to visit this very place one day in the future. And here we are. Thankfully, as an Indonesian passport holder with an BRP or British Residence Permit, I don't need a visa to be in Morocco, so that has been helpful. It's Sunday in the morning and you have got some Spanish tourists that just crossed the ferry for the weekend. But I am actually walking around the Grand Socco, which means the Grand Square. And I've got this cafe that I want to show you because of the colonial feel, and I think this is one of the older parts. But from here you get to see Medina straight away, which is their version of the market. Welcome to Cinema Reef. So Cinema Reef actually still functions as a cinema, but over here you have got a cool cafe that serves not only coffee but also mint tea. It's got this really cool retro interior design because over here is the cinema where you can buy tickets and still watch films. Life seems to happen in the afternoon towards the evening here, perhaps because it feels a bit more Mediterranean in terms of the weather. So during the day it gets really hot and people don't really do much. Having said that, I think I'd like to just walk around exploring the souks Medina today, hopefully, and see if I can also explore outside of this kind of touristy area, because it would be really good to get a sense what the city is like. Tangier has always stood apart from the rest of Morocco. Its location, just across the Strait of Gibraltar, made it a strategic gateway between Africa and Europe. Over the centuries, it changed hands multiple times, from the Romans to the Portuguese, Spanish, and even the British, who controlled it from 1661 to 1684. The city's multicultural fabric was woven from its diverse inhabitants: Muslims, Christians, Jews, all coexisting in this cosmopolitan enclave. Even today, Tangier retains that layered identity. Walking through its streets, you can sense the echoes of its complex past, making it feel distinct from other Moroccan cities. What a refreshing mint tea. Whenever I land in a new country, let alone a new continent like right now, Africa, the last thing I want to do is queuing up to get a SIM card and lost connection. This is where today's video sponsor, Holafly, comes in handy. When I landed in Tangier, it was 9 p.m. already, and I saw people queuing up to set up a SIM card on their phone, and I didn't need to do that because I have an eSIM from Holafly set up before I land. I have been using Holafly for the past year, and it has saved me so much from any sort of troubles I found on the road. I have been using it from South Korea, Hungary, Romania for a 4K live stream, as much as in Mongolia, and right now in Morocco. With Holafly, I get unlimited data in over 200 destinations, can share my connection through hotspot, and with the customizable day plans, only pay for the days I actually need. Super easy and perfect for every trip. If you're traveling to Morocco or any other types of destinations that you can think of, please make sure to check out wide ranges of packages that Holafly offers to over 200 destinations by clicking the link at the very top of my description box by also inserting Chief Adriana for a 5% off. Thank you so much to Holafly for sponsoring today's video. Now let's get back to exploring Tangier and see some more. Welcome to the Bab Al Fahs, which is the main entrance to Medina in Tangier or market, and this is where a lot of the tourists are actually spending most of their time. You see that the market is starting to get really busy, but you have got so many fresh produce, nuts, clothing, spices, so colorful. So if you are thinking of buying anything, this is the place to be. Over here is where a lot more of these souks or shops are. You have got this section where poultry meat is concentrated. So these are also roses, flower shops available. How adorable. Such a good way to look at what the locals are buying and doing. So that was probably a bit more of a wet market, but if you got out of that, there's so many other things, from jewelry, bags, shirts, shoes, anything that you can think of, money exchange. And I think the main area actually is a bit more like a maze. So let me take you a bit more, because sometimes you get lost easily, and if you can't find yourself out of it, you're probably ending up purchasing so many souvenirs. I'd say that the best way is to look up and admire those balconies, the old buildings, and it feels a bit more European, right? Like Italian mixed with Spanish and French. It's funny, I grew up with this type of culture, right? The market, the negotiation skill that my mom taught me very wisely. But having lived in the UK and left the country where I'm from 9 years ago, I have not been a fan of negotiating because it makes me feel like I'm doing something wrong, and makes me feel like I'm in the spotlight. But I think a lot of the times here, apart from small souvenirs like fridge magnet, there is no price tag, so you have to be confident in negotiating these prices yourself. I have found a really cool small leather artist which sells all sorts of leather bags and wallets, purses, pockets and suitcase. So cool. What's your name again?
Abdul.
How long have you been doing this? How many years?
Here, more 13 years, 35 years.
35 years.
Yes.
Wow.
This one is my son.
Oh wow.
A baby with my son.
Grandson, hey? Ooh, that's nice.
This is my wife.
Oh, so beautiful.
Yeah.
Your wife, wow. I was just saying that I am 33 years old and he's been here for well over 30 years. So basically it's pretty much as old as me.
have my life here.
You have
Have
spent,
another thing.
yeah, another shop as well. So it's been amazing. And he was showing me that basically there are 4 children and a photo of his wife. How adorable! How adorable! So the Berber lady are selling either olives or cheese. Wowza! The surprises keep coming, and I think, yeah, because it's Sunday, the Berber lady from the nearby village come with their fresh produce to sell these to people in the city. So as part of my refreshment for the day, I'm getting freshly squeezed orange juice at the market, which usually costs about 15 dirham or €1.5. It is absolutely convenient. While admiring what the sellers are selling over here. Thank you. 50. Yeah, got 15. Shukran. Thank you. This life is a true luxury for me when you get fresh orange juice for €1.5, surrounded by a lively market like this. It's so interesting because this synagogue is probably some of the ones that I've seen so far throughout my travels that is no longer active, because the last one I saw was in Hungary and several others probably that I can't really name right now. But it's interesting because in the past, Tangier has got over 8,000 Jews, and this was built by a banker from Tetuan, which is the nearest city, and in memory of his deceased father. What an astonishing interior design. So I've been directed by the guy who's taking care of the synagogue to go here for the ladies, which I'm not quite sure what he meant, but it's been so interesting. Oh, I think I know. So if you are ladies, this is where you pray, overlooking the synagogue below you. Before becoming an ex-Muslim, I grew up with Islam as a religion, and partition like this between male and female in holy places to pray is so common. Sort of reminds me of what being female feels like, to be honest. It's been quite eye-opening, to be honest, to visit synagogue, and yeah, I mean, obviously donation is not forced, but I think he was kind enough to show around in the hopes for this donation at the end. So Grand Cafe Central is basically a historical cafe alongside with Cafe Tangier over there, and you can see tourists flock to this area to just people watch. And during the day, you'll see a lot of performances by local artists. Let's see what he's got. I came here yesterday and really liked the food. I'm probably going to enter again and have lunch here. I have ordered myself a meatball tagine, and as you can see, it's actually quite busy because it's also situated at a very strategic location that every tourist will pass by. So obviously they're doing such a good business. So my meatball tagine has arrived, and usually it comes with olives, automatically bread, as well as, I think, cheese, just some sort of ricotta cheese, if I'm assuming it right. I was asking for some more chili because I do love spicy food, and to be honest with you, the tagine is massive for one person portion. So what you can do is actually splitting this up for lunch and dinner. We'll see how far I can go with this. But upon trying tagine for the first time, I think it's basically beef and vegetable stew. It's either chicken, beef, or lamb, whichever that you prefer. And in a touristy place like this, they also cater to vegetarian, so that's great. The bread is always so fresh, I think, so I'm just getting a bit of olive oil and cheese. So as part of my closing dining experience at this very humble, lovely, delicious, clean restaurant is being served with the mint tea for free. How adorable it is. Mint tea is like a religion in this country because locals drink it all the time, and I find it really refreshing, especially during the weather that is so hot often during the day. However, saying that, they do put so much sugar, so gosh, yeah, that is absolutely really sweet. It feels like, to me, instead of having a pudding, I'm having my very, very, very sweet mint tea as a pudding.
My first week in Tangier has been a mix of emotions. Traveling alone as a woman in Morocco definitely has its challenges. There are days where I've been catcalled often and was followed through the streets by men. It made me feel exposed in a way I wasn't prepared for. I needed a few extra days to just settle, to feel safe again, and to slowly find the confidence to show up, not to just film the city, but to be present and to film how I was moving through it. But that's only part of the story, because alongside those difficult moments, I've also met kindness, people who offered help and gave warmth without expecting anything in return.
I've just finished my lunch and the bill came about €9.50 because I had a big jug of water, bottled water. What I've realized is that when you look up like this, you see so many surprises, and I am continuing my walk for the afternoon. So alongside this alleyway, you get to see a viewpoint that I think is so stunning, because from here you get to see the port and often a ferry is apparent today, I think, for weekend trippers. Look at this stunning view in front of you. Gorgeous. Look at those two massive ferries, one smaller ones and few others. It's definitely time of the week to be here. The souk continues. That absolutely looks like somewhere in the Mediterranean. I'm sure you can see it from here that Spain is very much visible. So that is actually Tangier port, and you can hear the ferry honking. I'm looking over this Tangier port, which is the main point of departure for travelers who can easily cross into Spain from here. And this fills the narrative when I came here, that Tangier being so close to Europe, it's at the tip of North Africa. So this is where a place where Europe meets Africa. Unfortunately, I'm not quite there yet, meaning I can't really cross into Spain without a Schengen visa. Perhaps one day, 3 years from now, once I got my British citizenship sorted out. It's also nice to see lots of Spaniards crossing here. So there's a lot of cultural exchange happening between Morocco and Spanish, Southern Spanish particularly. So yeah, just enjoying this observation and reflection, how a place like this becomes a cultural and melting pot for so many throughout the years. Over here is where the majority of locals and children are hanging out in the afternoon. And usually in the afternoon, once the sun sets. I think that's pretty much about it for today. I am going to say thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again on the next video. Make sure to check out my Patreon if you haven't supported me already, because it helps me making more videos like this. And if you are traveling to anywhere in the world, please make sure to click the link at the very top of my description box and checking out Holafly so that you're staying connected wherever you travel. I'm so glad to be back on the road again. Despite the ups and downs, I think it's worth going through it all. And yeah, quite grateful. So thank you so much again for your support. See you again next time. Bye.